Welcome to After Hours on RX Muscle. Find out if Dave shows up today or if we have a new cast. Welcome live from RX Muscle After Hours. They finally let me do an announcement. Woo!
Standing here with my good friend Bruce from Legendary Foods, and they have done it again. Mac and cheese, 47 grams of protein, only 7 net carbs. I can't tell the difference between this and regular. I highly recommend you try this. I love it. Check it out at legendaryfoods.com. I created Species Nutrition with one mission in mind: to provide bodybuilders and serious athletes with no-nonsense supplements that work. I put my name and reputation on every bottle of Species Nutrition products. If you want to be your absolute best, join the evolution.
I haven't seen the sun in a week and a half. Hey, look! It just came out! Look at that!
I love it!
Welcome to another exciting episode of After Hours with the Whack Pack. I'm John Romano. Dave Palumbo is visiting the New Delhi. He had to go all the way to India to find it, but that's where he is. So we're over here with the Whack Pack. I got the usual crew with me, Mr. G. I got Greg Valentino and Larry Pollock up in the left corner. So welcome, guys. How's everybody doing?
I thought Dave was buying a sandwich or something. You said he's in a New Delhi.
Yeah. You got to find it.
Delis don't exist anymore.
What's that?
I said delis don't really exist anymore. Neighborhood
Over
delis,
here.
right?
Over here.
The old neighborhood delis, remember? Yeah.
So I guess none of you got that.
They exist. I know what you meant. He went to New Delhi, India.
We're smarter than the average bear. We play stupid on the show.
Oh, it was an act.
We allow ridicule. We're much smarter.
We play stupid.
All right. So while the cat's away, the mice are playing, and that's a good thing.
That's right.
So
the rats.
I want to get the action. Georgie, can you put yourself in the middle of the? There you go.
That?
Yeah, it's like texting with your grandmother. If you're not you know how they are, they're always like this. And then...
Oh, there's a lot of grandmas here.
I know. Especially when you ever do when they're laying down, they're texting in bed, and you get their nostrils. You know, it's
nice.
Wonderful, wonderful visual there for you guys. So, Larry, there were some antics played out in a recent show that we have some tape on, and I want you to set it up. You know what happened, and then Sid will roll the tape, and then we're going to talk about what we saw as soon as we all stop laughing.
So apparently, Martin Fitzwater had a little bit of a beef with Giles Thomas, the commentator, reporter, whatever you want to call him. And during the show in Prague, during the actual pose down, when they went into the audience, they were posing, and Martin had some choice words for Giles. So we'll roll the tape, and then I'll explain the backstory.
Let's go to the
want to talk shit about me, do it to my face.
The whole part where he smacked the phone got cut out.
Yeah. I guess he smacked the phone out of Giles' hand.
Yeah.
But anyways.
Wait. Make sure everybody knows this is during the show.
Yeah.
This is like the pose down during a contest.
Mm-hmm.
It looked like he just went like this. Did he smack it on purpose?
I don't know why the video crunched right there,
like that.
But he smacks it. He smacks it.
Oh, he actually Okay.
Maybe we should play it again. That was like the best
Hey,
part.
Play it again, John.
Play it again.
That's fun, though. I don't want to see that.
Hey, next time you want to talk shit about me, do it to my face.
So he obviously didn't hit it out of his hand because Giles was still holding the phone. I guess
He
just
hit
smacked
something. Maybe he hit him in the
It
head.
was
I don't
holding on
know.
a stick.
I don't think he
Put
did
on
it
a
hard.
stick.
He didn't
Yeah.
do it hard. He just was like, like a Biff thing. But Giles is a good guy. What happened? I mean,
So Giles, according to Giles, he claims that
Giles.
he didn't want this to get out to the public, so he only told it to a few close, trusted people in the IFBB and so forth. But then he goes on podcasts on like Ron Harris podcast and some other ones, and he's going on and on about it. Says, he has a heart condition, and now he's like so upset that he has to go see his cardiologist because he's so upset about the whole thing.
What about that? You mean about the Biff on the phone?
This is Giles saying this, like literally
Giles
from his
saying
own
this.
thumbs, really?
Mm-hmm. And then and Giles said that Martin is upset because he said last year that C-Bum should have beat him at the Prague show. That's according to Giles, and he said there's nothing else. Now, I don't know what the real truth is, but Brett, his training partner, Martin's training partner, said no, there's more to it, but he didn't say what it was.
That heavy action. Ooh.
So, anyways, but they've made like a huge deal about this, and then Matt on Muscle Discord goes on slamming Martin, calling him all kinds of unprofessional, this, that, and the other, and then goes on to read Martin's charges for something that he got arrested for a couple of years back, and puts it in ChatGPT, and it spits out all this bullshit information and makes it sound like Martin's like a big time drug dealer. Apparently Martin got busted for some weed, because weed's still illegal in Texas.
Yeah.
But they made it, he was talking about opioids and all kinds of other shit, trying to make Martin sound like a real bad guy, which I don't believe that's true. Anyways, Giles is just turning this into a huge shindig. I actually have a little backstory on this. A few years ago, I was coming back from the Arnold Classic, and I'm sitting in the airport on a layover, and Giles just happens to be sitting there with me, and it's just the two of us waiting for a plane. And I didn't even know him. I knew of him, but I'd never met him, never spoke to him, nothing. And he starts telling me that Derek Lunsford went off on him for some reason, and he was all worked up. He said, Derek was like threatening him with violence and this, that, and the other. And he looked like he was about to cry. And he went on and on about this for like 30 or 40 minutes until we finally got the plane boarded. And the whole time I was thinking, Derek's always seemed like a nice guy to me. He must have sure said something to piss Derek off to make Derek do something like that. But I can't even see Derek, doing anything. But I realized right then he's just a whiner. And, he said he didn't want this to get out, but he did tell people, and it's on his phone. So he obviously wanted it to get out. And now he's going on podcasts, asking for an apology, demanding an apology basically from Martin and all this stuff. So this is the latest drama. And I think it's a bunch of BS. Because
what's your opinion? Yeah, who's in the right, who's in the wrong? How do you?
Well, I think Martin.
How do you square this?
Martin shouldn't have done that in the middle of a pose down while he's being filmed. I think that was not the smartest thing to do. But he probably could have chose a better place to talk to him. But I don't. I mean, if Giles is running his mouth, then he probably had to get checked.
But I mean, by saying shit like I don't think he should have placed this, dude, that's like such
but
mild shit.
I don't believe it was just that, because I don't. Well, a lot of people said that, and I don't see Martin going off on people all over the place.
But that's exciting. Is watching snowfall. But I'm just saying, like that. These guys are too. I also think I don't know this guy Martin. I didn't know which guy was him anyway until I saw the guy stick his face in the camera. But when I just biffed the camera. I don't think he wanted to fucking smack the camera out of his hand.
No, if he did, he would have. He would have.
Right. But I also think it's a heat of the moment. You're all excited.
If you wanted to.
But you're all excited. You're doing your fucking pose. The fucking cameras are there, and you're getting like your little amp. So of course you're gonna. Do things like that. But, I know Giles. That Giles is a good guy. I think that if he threw his opinion out there and you don't like his opinion, Jesus Christ. I mean, some of these guys, for the amount of testosterone they got in their body, I think maybe they better block some of the estrogen. I mean, what do you... If I let everybody fucking talk shit about me, piss me off, I mean, I would have killed the whole... I'd be sitting here by myself, the whole world. You know what I mean? Like, so what?
Well, he didn't like. Look, he didn't beat the shit out of the guy. He just told him something and did like that. That was it.
But I think the whole thing is like that's
almost Greg. That's almost an Italian thing to do. It's like in the back of the head, right?
That's actually almost like a compliment. It's like it's a
wait. Greg, hang on. I got to interrupt you. This is driving me crazy. Before we go any further, Georgie, would you please clean your lens?
George fucking
that's worse.
That's oh my god, George.
Hold on. It was driving me crazy too, John.
I cannot believe you thought licking your thumb would work.
Oh Jesus Christ! Now smell the lens. No, listen. But it's kind of
the kind of biff you're talking about, like you get in the back of the head.
Like two chicks in high school. I heard you had shit to say about me. Right. I didn't say anything. Who told you that? Lorraine told me that you were saying that. Also the bullshit. Who cares? Who fucking gives you?
Yeah. Well, look at what happened with. You remember what was his name? Louis Marco.
Yeah, I remember.
Okay, remember during Phil Heath when Phil Heath was the first Mr. Olympia that had to go through social media.
Yeah.
And Louis Marco is the reason why Phil Heath didn't get his 8th Mr. Olympia. Because Louis Marco made his name just talking shit about Phil Heath nonstop. And he was just talking shit, bubble gut this, bubble gut that.
Wow.
And finally it got to the point where the IFBB stripped him of his Mr. Olympia title for the 8th time.
I find that hard. You're telling me that
it's true.
Really?
Seriously?
Yeah,
come on.
I did really get to say, hey, wait a minute, listen, he doesn't have a bubble gut because Louis Marco
Marco was making so many videos, and Phil Heath made the mistake of replying to the videos, so it got attention.
Right.
And then Sean Roden went and beat him at the Olympia, and the only thing Sean had on him was a midsection, but Phil had everything else on him. But they took Phil Heath's title from him. Because of all that. And then I don't know what else Louis Marco was saying about other bodybuilders, but apparently at FIBO that year, Louis Marco approached a booth where William Bonac was at the booth, and William Bonac smacked him in the face and told Louis Marco, never speak my name. And after that, Louis Marco kind of disappeared. First, Louis Marco made a big scene saying he was assaulted, this, that, and the other. He's going to file charges. But then he kind of disappeared off the scene. We didn't hear from him, and now just recently, he's appeared back in the scene. Louis Marco's reemerged.
Oh, great.
I guess he figured. The problem is, people think that because they're online, they could just talk shit all day long, and no one's going to do anything.
Well, wait. Let's finish. Let's finish up with Martin. Okay, so. I want to hear I want to hear Georgie's summation of what he just saw.
Oh, Martin?
Smacking the phone, saying during. Remember, it's during a show. It's during the pose down. It's during the show, and it's on film. And you saw what.
He's got to hold himself better, unless this is a WWE event. He's got to hold himself better.
You bring up a good point, because we would all like to say that was not sportsmanlike to do it during a show. You should have taken him aside, off the camera, off air, and done it. But depends on the image you want to portray. If you want to portray an image of being more of a badass, and
I don't think that's what it is at all. I think he was posing.
Wait. But the thing is, wait. Let me finish. Regardless of what it is, and you can say it's unsportsmanlike or unprofessional, or you can just say it's the way he is. I like Martin, so I'm going to side with him and say if I was advising him, and I'd say, dude, you probably went a little far doing that, during the show. But I understand, because I know you. I understand that that's how you are. So that's expectable. The other side of it is what makes my skin crawl is Giles acting like a fucking victim. And you can say anything you want about Martin, but Martin was sticking up for himself. Giles is playing a victim. And honestly, in this day and age, I'm so tired of victim mentality and trying to get over on being a victim and how that makes you, superior because you're oppressed. So to look at both sides of this thing, yeah, Martin, you probably should have expressed a little bit more sportsmanlike behavior, but I will give you the caveat being that's who you are. And that's cool.
It was the heat of the moment.
It was the heat of the moment, exactly.
Yeah,
but
he was amped up. They're coming off stage. They're going out in the audience.
That's just, to me, that's just repulsive.
Well, they were in the audience, so they're not on stage. So it wasn't like they were on stage. So now they were in the audience, so it's kind of like they're being playful. So I guess in a sense, I guess it was all right at that point.
I mean, you wouldn't expect it from like Jay Cutler, but I mean,
that's his character.
Exactly. So if that's within his character, right.
If they were on stage, it would be a different story. But now I rethought it after I heard what you said. That they're down in the audience. That's when they're being playful,
right?
So kind of going like that, So, because look, I was at some of the guys at my gym to show how we had fights. Some of the guys I trained with had their first fights this past Saturday, and after they fought, they shook hands and backstage talking, friendly, want to go in and kill each other. But one of the coaches thought his guy should have won, and he went right over to the judges and started screaming at the judges, and the promoter dragged him right out.
There's been numerous instances of sore losing. I mean, that's one thing, but this is like settling a score almost.
Yeah.
So,
well, it's online. You got to be able.
That's settling a score. The guy just said he didn't go fucking talk about me. He didn't do any of that shit. He said, next time you want to talk, and he went like this, beep, like that. I don't think it was. I understand. Maybe Giles didn't like it. But see, you know what's funny? I keep hearing Steve Blackman calling him Giles, and I know it's Giles. You know what I'm saying?
Well, why don't we get him on the show, John?
He's a good guy. I like him.
Contact him. See if we can get him on the show with us now.
I just think it was a heat of the moment thing. Fuck it. I mean, it's not like the guy smacked the phone across the room.
That's it. I mean, if Martin wanted to hurt him, he could have plowed his face right into the other side of his skull.
He's not going to do that either.
You know what it is, though? You got both guys playing the fucking, like Ace Spidey. You gonna let him talk to you like that? Good for you. Good for you. You don't take no shit from nobody. You gonna let him talk to you like that? You know what I'm saying? It's like in a movie. You know what I'm saying?
But the other thing is, it's good. It depends on who you'd want Giles to be, the victim or the guy who doesn't take shit from anybody. And if that was considered assault, if he fucking started throwing down with Martin right in the audience.
Can we see what this guy?
Larry, I can't believe Larry would stand there and get flipped like this in the back of his head and then just walk away. You would
He didn't do
that. You remember back in the day when we were at Golds and Worlds back in the 80s and 90s, people have a beef, they go out in the parking lot and beat the shit out of each other, and then be the end of it.
Yep.
But listen,
you can't do that.
You just handled your business.
It wasn't, but I don't think it was like that. I don't think it was like that at all. I think the guy.
I'm saying it wasn't even that. It was just like He just
I
said
think-
something. That was it.
What I'm saying is it could have escalated legally. If you want to look at this legally, if someone touches you or spits on you or throws water on you or does anything to touch your person without you wanting it, is it considered assault? Once that happens, the light just turns green. You can plow the motherfucker's head in if you want to, and you're totally within your right.
Not if you're a liberal and you're fucking screaming shit about Trump. You can spit fucking on a cop. You can fucking hit him with a rock.
Hey, John, can you pull up a picture of this guy, Giles? Let's see what he looks like.
Wait a minute. Hold on. The thing is that I think it might have been would build up to it.
Sid, pull up the picture. Let's see what this guy Giles looks like.
I think it's what built up to it. That's all. Maybe Giles was pissed. A little bit. There was little words back and forth. Something had to be built up to it because he wouldn't have just fucking done that to the phone.
So is Guy? What did Giles do to piss him off?
That's Giles. Which guy? The one.
Well, it's obviously not
the one who's not Lee Priest.
Wait.
George, do you need glasses? Here, you want to borrow my glasses? Here.
Wait, no, I gotta look like this, John.
I do the same thing. He's bigger than Lee.
Look, he's more muscular than Lee.
No, listen. None of that matters. The bottom line is whatever built up to it, there was probably a little beef and bad blood. But I mean, come on.
Wait, Larry. Do we know? What's the backstory?
Like what built up to this?
All we know is what Giles says, and Giles says that all he did was say something about Prague. But everybody said something about Prague, including myself. So
Giles says, "Love my good and plenty."
We got to get Martin on. We got to get Martin on the show.
I don't think Martin wants to talk about it. I think Martin's like done with it. And
Giles should be by now. What was that? A week ago?
Yeah, but Giles, it was a couple weeks ago. But Giles says no. Actually, it was a month ago.
So why does Ron Harris keep bringing it up?
But wait a minute. Why do we keep talking about shit like this? Isn't like the slap from fucking. Will Smith to what's his name? You know what I'm saying? It's like
I want to know why it still has legs. Why is
it because Ron Harris went on last week with Giles on a podcast and did a whole episode on it, getting everybody all worked up with Giles just complaining the whole time about he's so and Giles is all over the internet bitching and whining that he's been assaulted and he's owed an apology and he's not going to tolerate this and all this kind of stuff.
The time to not have tolerated it was when he got assaulted.
Well, supposedly they were at a after show party, and Giles said that Martin could have talked to him then, but Martin chose not to. He just stayed quiet. I don't see why Martin had nothing else to say. What did he need to talk to him about?
Yeah, exactly. He made his point.
If Giles had something to say, he could have approached Martin and said, whatever. He wanted to squash it or clean it up or whatever, but he didn't. Giles didn't say anything to Martin, probably because he was scared to talk to him.
Does Giles interview people at shows? Is that what he does? Like go back?
He commentates on shows and sometimes.
What do you mean?
He used to work with MD.
He does a live commentary.
He works for MD.
He worked for us at MD. Dude, let me tell you, he's a good guy.
You can't work for MD anymore, Georgie. It's dead.
He's a great guy. He's good friends with Zach.
I didn't know.
And that's my boy.
You didn't know that? There's no MD. There's no MD anymore.
Oh, so what Ron Harris does has his own thing.
Yeah, he has his own YouTube channel now.
Yeah.
Oh,
but this is we're talking about.
You gave me a contest for the Olympia.
We're talking about the most petty fucking shit I've ever seen in my life. You know that, right?
Say that again.
We're talking about the most petty shit I've ever seen. I mean, it's a biff of a phone, and the internet's going, well, this is like exciting to like bodybuilders and shit. They're like, oh, did you see that shit? That dude with what's his name, Martin, went like that, like a biff on a fucking cell phone.
You're right. We need somebody going on an axe murder.
I want to know, like, fucking somebody
is what we need. We need some action.
Some fucking ass
murderer. Like, he goes like this, and Giles cries.
No, Giles shooting. I didn't hear Giles say a word. I think other people.
I said do a meme.
Yeah, but wait, this shit is so fucking boring, right? I think that somebody had to say, oh, dude, I saw like Giles got his phone whacked. We should get him on the fucking thing and let's spend an hour talking about
No,
that.
Giles had it on his phone and he put it out there for everybody.
No, but I'm saying but I'm saying to make a big shows about this, like, dude, he got his phone.
Giles is the one that's making a big show about it. He's the one that put it out there, and he's the one that's going on shows, bitching and complaining and whining.
Does he have his own podcast, Larry Giles?
No, he's going on other people's podcasts.
Oh, but still, other people got to be inviting him for that, right? No?
Well, yeah, Ron Harris. He's on a podcast with Ron Harris.
I like Ron. I can't talk shit about Ron. I like Ron Harris a lot. He's a good man.
I think
Ron's a good guy.
I think Ron's just doing it because Giles is like his co-host on the show.
Don't they? Yeah, didn't they work together at MD?
They're still doing a show together.
Yeah, so they probably have a professional relationship that's still solid, and that's.
We should talk about Dave.
Yeah, look, I just say.
But
wow, we should talk about Dave in India. Anything good happening over there? Is Dave? Is somebody pulling Dave around on like one of them little things? Somebody taking his shit on the street?
Do you notice anything?
Somebody banging a gas pipe.
Him and Dave look similar. They have the same foreheads.
Oh my God, are you serious? Do you think that? Listen,
what is
John's a good guy. He's a good guy. He's a good guy. He gets hot girls. Giles.
Oh really?
He's saying he looks like Dave Palumbo.
I said the same. No, look.
Dave looks.
What are you trying to say? About
Wait a minute. Dave looks like Elmer Fudd without the hat.
Oh man, Greg,
I said they have the same foreheads.
Greg, you just stuck your foot in your mouth, brother.
Wait, Giles gets hot girls, Dave doesn't.
Just bad body.
What's Lee saying? Bad body odor.
Lee, George just saw a picture of you and Giles and Giles, and he asked which one is Giles. He saw your picture. He goes, which one?
Dave's odor into India.
Fucked up. We are fucked up. Does people really watch this show with us fucking knuckleheads?
Apparently they do, because I was at the Olympia and an awful lot of people came up to me and commented about our show and wanted their picture taken with me and all of that. So and Dave is right about girls. Women are watching this show. At least 3 times a woman came up to me and said, I watch you all the time. I want to take your picture with you to make my husband jealous, Like
I get that all the time.
The likes of me, believe it or not. But yeah. So they do. People do.
My picture. But at least I admit it.
All right. So
without the hat, so he doesn't look like Giles. Giles is like a GQ like kind of guy. Okay, that went nowhere. Anyway, kind of like this whole segment.
No, because I want to know
my house. It's growing slowly.
To be fair to Giles, I don't know this guy at all. But to be fair, it would be good to know what he did to piss off Martin.
Yeah, we saw him.
I know. I said,
we don't really know because Martin hasn't said.
I'm trying to drum it up. Some WWE.
George,
but if you're a commentator, and you're commenting on, Greg, hold on. If you're a commentator and you're commentating on a bodybuilder, you're within your right as a journalist to say what your opinion is or mirror the opinions of others in the know.
Yes.
So I can't imagine any other journalist being in the position that Giles is in unless Giles went over a line somewhere that none of the other journalists did. And I think that would be, the interesting part of this whole thing.
I just I don't see Martin just doing that just because he said that we thought Bumstead should win. There's got to be more.
He probably heard it and he's getting a little amped up. He's over there posing. He's in the crowd. Everybody's, so you're amped up right then and there. You think you can kill Mike Tyson. You're like fucking, you don't give a shit. So he went like, don't talk shit about me.
Yeah, but Greg, it was more like, look, you can't go up.
He didn't even look angry.
You can't go up to a journalist and threaten them or denounce them for having an opinion about how you looked. Everybody does. That's the name of the game. He had to have done something more over the line that made it different than him just critiquing Martin's physique.
I think it was that he said.
I mean, Larry, you critiqued Martin's physique.
Yeah, and I don't have any issues with him or anybody else.
Yeah, but that's the thing.
So
This is bodybuilding.
It's got to be
Everybody's
something.
fucking talk shit. Hey, Greg.
What is the national flower, Lee?
I know, Lee. This is like talking about
Isn't Lee in India?
No.
Hey, Lee, are you in India with Dave?
No, Lee is in Australia.
No, George. Dave's in India.
Dave's in India.
Dave
Yeah,
right
but
now
I
is
thought it was
eating
with
curry.
Remember, he's looking for a place to eat. Remember the deli?
All
yes.
I can say is,
Oh. Now I get it.
He's
Oh.
getting a sandwich at the deli. No, new deli.
The new
Wait,
one.
I got a new deli down the road from him? No,
Yeah.
new deli.
all I can say is, in my opinion, Martin is a really cool dude. He's a great bodybuilder. He just won Prague. He is. He's a good contention to win the Arnold this year, between him and Andrew Jack probably. And he's got a shot at winning the Olympia.
He does.
Oh, wow.
He definitely does.
Yeah, for
What a
real.
good physique.
For real. No, for absolute real, he does.
And to try to slander him over some bullshit like this is stupid.
Totally.
Well,
Totally.
I mean, I think we're adding bricks to that fire because this is very uneventful, unexciting. I'm like, well,
All right. Okay, Greg, go ahead. Next topic's yours.
Let's talk about like the grass outside my house is starting to grow just a teeny bit. I think I'll go out there with scissors.
In this
I'm
weather?
being sarcastic. I'm sorry, I'm being sarcastic. I want to know what Dave's doing in New Delhi because
Let's talk about the Olympia and switch and having the Olympia in a place where people want to take their families and travel to.
Wow,
You mean Las Vegas?
Like South Florida. Hold
that's
on.
exciting stuff.
Like hold on. Yeah, like South Florida. And then you have battle, and then you have on the beach Battle of the Superstars, right? And you have all the athletes.
Wow.
I can name all of the bodybuilders that would do that after
No.
the
We'll get
All I can say is
Superman. We'll get bodybuilders. We'll get powerlifters.
we're doing it now.
you got to love Georgie's optimism.
John,
Okay, we'll have a lifeguard contest and a surf contest and an old-fashioned Hawaiian tropic bikini contest.
6 people will go.
What?
6 people will go.
No, they won't. If it's right here on the beach, down on Del Rey. Del Rey's Del Rey Atlantic Avenue. That's like.
I think Vegas is still the best place for the Olympia for several reasons.
I agree.
Number one, there's so many good gyms there and so much bodybuilding going on there that when you go there, like you can go to all the different cool gyms.
Yep.
And there's like a big bodybuilding community there. And a lot of people in bodybuilding are from there or go there anyways. Plus, there's other things in Vegas to do besides the Olympia. So if people want to make a total vacation over it, they can do that. When they had the Olympia in Orlando during COVID, it sucked. And what I mean by that, they had it in a convention center and there wasn't stadium seating. It was just flat. So unless you were in like the first 5 rows, you couldn't see shit. I was there and I had like VIP tickets and I'm like halfway in the middle of the thing. And I couldn't even see the stage because you're flat. You can't see over everybody's head, especially when people are standing up taking pictures and whatnot.
Yeah, that sucks.
So and the other thing, I don't know about other places in Miami, but the Orlando airport is the absolute worst. Flying in and flying out of there is a freaking nightmare. When
Come here to New York.
No, you're going to West Palm.
Come here to New York.
Yeah, maybe
you're not going to have it in Orlando. Orlando
that
stinks.
Orlando airport, it took me like every single time 3 hours to get through security because there's a freaking line 10 miles long to get through security to try to get on the airport.
You know why that's like that? Is when that airport was built, Orlando had 1/4 of the people it has now. Orlando freaking exploded, and its entire infrastructure is inadequate. So it's not just the airport; it's everything. Orlando's a nightmare because it grew so much, way beyond what anybody thought it would. So, yeah, having it there is not a good is not. But Vegas, the mystique of the Olympia, the fact that it's a body sport, it definitely belongs in Vegas. Absolutely, completely belongs in Vegas. Where in Vegas is the question. When it was at the Mandalay Bay,
that's when we used to do it.
It had an air of world title, like boxing, aura.
Right.
So moving it to the Orleans after that put a bad taste in everybody's mouth because the Orleans fucking sucked. The arena was good. But the hotel, the rooms, the casino, everything that was in it, it was off out of the way. It's not on the strip. It was either you had to go there or any of the restaurants there, or you had to take a cab somewhere. And it was full of old people pulling oxygen tanks around. The decor looked like it came from the Salvation Army. I had cigarette burns.
Wait, talking to Mandalay Bay?
No, the Orleans. When we moved from Orleans to that fucking
we used to go to Mandalay Bay every year. I remember that shit. That was great.
But when it moved to Orleans, so I think the fact that it was such a dump and everybody had to stay everywhere else, and the expo was at the convention center, diagonally, completely across town, impossible to get back and forth. So when we lost that, Mandalay Bay
field, couldn't they have the contest at the Sphere?
Yeah, sure. And what happened was people got a bad taste in their mouth. So if you're going to say now we're going to move it from where we just had it at Sports World or whatever world what that was, that they're moving it back to the Orleans. If that's true, well, I don't know if it's 100% true or not. I've heard the Palms being talked about too, but if that's true, I think I think people that have experienced the Olympia at the Orleans have an image in their mind, a taste in their mouth about it, and they don't want to go back there.
Well, the problem with where it was now, the tickets were so damn expensive that I had even friends that were there, and I had an extra ticket, and they didn't want to buy it.
But everything was expensive. There's almost nobody in Vegas anymore. It's so freaking expensive. The money that they charge for stuff is
no, but I'm saying I had friends that were at the Olympia that didn't go to the show because the tickets were over $1,000.
Wow.
Why were they why were they that much, Larry?
They just were. I mean, I bought 3 VIP tickets and they were like $1,200 a piece.
That's the rate from the website from most.
Yeah.
We should have it in the back of Jimmy's truck. One of them Big Mac trucks Jimmy drives. We should have it now.
I don't know, but I want to know for sure where it's going to be because.
Well, I've heard the Orleans, and so far as I know, that's where they're doing it. And I think that Jake Woods has just been losing money on the thing year after year, and he's just tired of losing money on it. And with the prize money going up the way it is, and he just can't afford. And the expo is still going to be at the convention center, so that doesn't change. The only thing that changes is where the actual event is at.
Yeah, I mean, putting the expo at the convention center and the show at the Orleans and making the Orleans the host hotel makes you have to travel the entirety of the diagonal axis of Vegas in the worst possible times of the day. And that's
that is a problem because traveling through Vegas, luckily at this one, I was like at the hotel right next door to Resort World. So it took me
World, that was it.
It was like 3 minutes for me to get over to Resort World. But if you have to travel down the strip, and I was going back and forth from my hotel to Resort World like a few times during the day.
Wait.
If I had to travel through the strip in traffic, that's a nightmare.
With Larry, were you with your dog and your suitcase?
I was with my dog and my girlfriend. Yeah.
So Sid, what is this?
His girlfriend, she was in the suitcase.
I knew you
All right. So
that's what's in that suitcase.
Oh, you don't want to know what's in that suitcase, brother.
That's the Orleans. So like I said, the arena at Orleans is really nice. It's a great arena, but
that's the old one. Is that the new one?
Why can't we just have
the old one or the new one? It doesn't matter. It's nice.
Why can't we just have it at Larry's gym?
What's not nice are the rooms, the decor, the clientele, what's available to eat, and its location. So That's never going to change, no matter how much coats of paint you put on it.
My
It's
favorite spot was the Lux when we were at the Lux when we stayed there.
Wait a minute. What if we have it at the new ballroom that Trump's building? It'll be ready by next year, right?
Yeah,
At the White House.
There you go, at the White House, the big new ballroom. He's going to do it.
It's only 90,000 square feet. Where are you going to put everybody?
Well, at this point in the game, these Olympians to draw. I don't know.
No, listen, you can't diss the Olympia. That's our baby. But
yeah,
No, actually, the Olympia. Look, I
old
come in
Olympia was my
contact with
baby.
young kids all the time, like 14, 15, 16-year-old kids that train at the gyms over here, EOS.
Yeah, they want to see
All
the
those
Frank twins.
all those kids, all the young kids follow all the.
No, they don't. They
No,
follow
they
the
don't.
Trend Twins.
They have no idea.
They follow the Trend Twins.
No, they know. They guess who? You know who they know?
Sam
Lee
Sulek,
Priest.
all those guys.
They know
Sam
Lee.
Sulek, the Trend Twins. They're
Lee
following their
Priest.
generation.
They don't even know who, like the Mr. Olympia. They're like,
They don't even know who Joe
they have
Weeder
no
is.
idea.
These kids know nothing.
Yeah, but they follow. Hold
They
on.
don't follow anybody.
You speak.
Right.
I speak to them. I speak to the college kids.
How many?
I'm
of
right
them?
here.
How many?
You speak to the college.
How many
kids,
a
around.
week? Try 200.
So
200.
Did you walk around with a microphone? Yes, I'd like to ask you. What do you think about the Mr.
I'm
Olympia?
going to need proof of that.
Yes.
I'm gonna need proof.
Okay.
There's no
I'm going
way.
to do that at FAU University.
All right. I want to see video evidence of
There's
that.
no way.
There's no way.
John,
I'm
what is
talking,
this show called? The Truth?
John, I
Yeah,
talked.
no, it's called After Hours.
Yes.
RX Muscle.
The
No,
Truth.
hold on.
Been.
Channels. Hold on. The channel is called RX Muscle the Truth, right?
No.
Truth. No.
Truth in
But the young
bodybuilding
kids,
is
they
our
follow Sam
tagline.
Sulek and the Trend Twins because
That's it.
I mean,
So-
Larry's got it.
that's proven by the amount of views, and they followed Chris Bumstead.
The
Yeah,
fucking
they took
line-
over.
there was a line at the expo to see the Trend Twins. It was like 4,000 people long. It was one of the biggest
Right, they
lines
should never
in the
compete.
entire
They were
expo.
smart. They should never compete. Just keep that mystique going. Just let the
They already
they're
competed.
making money hands over fist.
Those guys are doing whatever those guys are doing. They're doing it right because they're way bigger than we are, and we've been doing this for 16 years.
Because
So-
people,
Yeah, they're doing
you know
it like,
why?
like Jake
Because
Paul.
young people, young
Jake
people,
Paul, they
don't want
never
you-
had a real boxing match.
That's
And they
old,
just
man.
had fights with fighters.
No, listen.
No.
Listen. The fighters don't even draw. Jake Paul can throw a fart and have it fight somebody, and it'll draw
Yeah, but
more
you're-
fucking people because he's an internet star, a YouTube guy. That thought about 7 years ago. Maybe we should start fighting and shit. I mean, I'm just saying, those are the guys that are, this. I feel like my father now. You know what I mean? Like, well, you're like my father when he, like, oh, come on, like big band stuff. Like back when like rock was big. He's like, what the hell kind of music is that? Today, the music that we listen to, these kids are like, I remember my daughter saying to me, wait, there's a band called The Who? And I'm like, yes. And she's like, no fucking way. Who? So they play like The Who? And I'm like, yes, The Who. Like, they don't fucking know. They have no clue. You have no idea. What's the last big fucking rock band that kicked that? You go to a rock station right now, you're going to hear like fucking, the shit that we like, Metallica, all that. But that's old shit. There's nothing. You name new bands. Like somebody will tell me, yeah, there's this new band, the Ed Beckley band or something like that. I'm like, I never heard of those fucking guys.
That's an interesting point. We haven't. There's in the 60s, 70s, even the 80s, there were bands that popped up and they became household names. I can't think of a new band.
You
right
cannot
now.
tell me one right now. Name
Nope,
the top
I can't.
rock band right now. No way. There's no. It
Nope,
doesn't.
not like you could say Guns N' Roses or The Who or Led
Yeah.
Zeppelin
Yeah, but
or
these
Sorry,
kids now they
hold on.
listen to rap music and different shit.
Yeah, but
they're
they
not
don't
into
listen to
that.
rock anymore. The shit that you don't need
No.
a guitar today. You got to fucking. I could just do that on Fruity Loops over there on that fucking. You could wail on a guitar on a fucking doing it on a computer program. You don't have some guy playing guitars. That shit's like a lost art. There's no like real rock bands out there that are kicking ass. Now I'm sure one of these fucking momos in the comments will sit here and be like, "Yes, there is. There's this band called." Nobody heard of them, bro. Maybe you're a fan or whatever. Nobody heard of that shit. Any rock that we listen to today is older shit. You know, Metallica, all this, that's all older shit. There's no new song. Name new songs that you know that's from Metallica, John? None. They still play band. All the old shit that's all that's left.
AC/DC just played in Australia.
Yeah, and you know what they're playing? They don't even have the full band together, and they're playing their greatest hits because they're not coming out with new shit. Like, oh my God, did you hear that new song from AC/DC? You know what I mean?
I love ABBA.
Yeah,
I love ABBA.
I bet you do.
Who doesn't love ABBA?
Dancing
They're
Queen.
Australian.
Dancing, right.
But wait, that's
Barry
Barry Manilow. He used to sing the Coca-Cola jingle.
All right, listen.
The McDonald's jingle. I
How
believe.
about the Captain and Tennille?
And that's not.
Oh, Captain Tennille. Oh, yes.
Muskrat Love.
Oh.
Listen to me.
I wish we could play this stuff. Yeah.
No, that's the
Jim
70s.
Jim
It's not rock.
Croce.
How about Carly Simon, James
rock.
Taylor,
Cat Stevens.
Dude, none of that shit's rocking.
Simon and Garfunkel,
Oh,
None of
yeah.
that shit's
Paul
rock.
Simon.
All that shit is fucking older pop, and those fucking guys are all like, you know, Kamala Harris should have fucking won. You know, get out of here.
Right.
You know
Disturbed, that band Disturbed did a remake of
Like
Simon
Neil Young,
Garfunkel's
I'm gonna take
song,
all my music off of fucking, you know, whatever, Spotify or whatever. And I'm like, dude,
Sounds of Silence.
I hate to hurt you, but nobody listens to your bullshit anyway. You think
You know what?
kids...
When I post things on Instagram for ads or whatever, there's a segment called Trending Music, and I listen sometimes because the trending music is what's popular. There's not a single song that I hear and I'm like, oh, I want to play that.
Right.
Like what they listen to, I don't know. That's a different mentality.
You know what I think it is.
I don't want to hear that shit.
There's only so many combinations of places to put your fingers on a fretboard on a guitar. It's a finite number.
But
It's
it
gotta
doesn't
be-
matter.
No matter how many millions or billions or trillions it is, it's a finite number. There's only so many combinations of 5 strings in this frets that you could possibly do.
Yeah, but John, to these young kids.
My point is the reason we don't have these name bands anymore coming out of the woodwork to, you know, fundamentally change music is because it's all been done.
No.
There's
John,
no
did you ever
limit.
hear? Listen, did you ever? Come on, John, you're around Spanish chicks. Did you ever hear reggaeton? It's the same thing.
Yeah, it's all been done.
And it's all the same shit. I don't think that's why. You know why rock's dead? Because, well, there's no more riffs out there. There's a gazillion riffs that you can
How
make.
come nobody's playing them?
Because nobody wants to hear that. These kids today want to hear some guy ass.
Kid Rock makes new music.
Well, yeah, but where is it? What name a new Kid Rock song that's hot?
I mean, I can't at the top of my head, but he
You-
does me.
I like Kid Rock.
But honestly, though, I don't.
Wayne Newton. He's
That's
still
not a
alive.
fair.
Wayne Newton.
Wayne Newton has the most plastic face in America.
Listen,
I don't listen to. I'm not a good person to ask because I really don't listen to music. I got too much going on in my brain to subject myself to music.
They say
So-
you have a 49.
But if somebody was, you know, had music on all the time, and if I listen to music in my shop while I'm working, it's usually reggae because it keeps me chilled out.
all right, but if you're at a gym somewhere and they're playing music, it's not rock. And if it is rock, it's Metallica, old shit.
It's
They're
like
not playing-
weird playlists in my gym.
Yeah.
Yeah, look at that. How much of that is real?
Do you guys are really putting
What
that
do you
shit?
mean? That's all real.
That's like a live AI. I mean,
He's like 90 years old and
Right.
they're fucking putting that shit.
That's him
Listen,
now. That's him now.
he's like 101.
yeah, dude, listen, if you had his fucking money, forget about it.
I know.
But the bottom line, he owns Vegas. At one time, he was Mr.
he has played Vegas nonstop for like 7
Forget about Wayne Newton.
years.
Fucking Lee, you sidetracked the shit out of this.
I know.
Listen, rock is dead. I grew up listening to rock. It's fucking dead. You want to hear rock? Go to a rock station. All you're gonna hear, here's the next, here's a song by fucking, I don't know, REO Speedwagon or something. And then you listen to like Keep On Rolling, fucking 70s. You know what I mean?
Right.
They don't have.
Remember when we used to
Nothing
wait for
new.
albums to come out? Like, when is
Yeah.
the next album going to come out? And then, they tease it with the single, and then you get the album, and you run to the record store, and you got to buy the album.
Then you get a fucking stack of them in your house. To fill up all of it.
Right.
Remember, like VHS tapes, you got a fucking.
Yep.
Now today, it all fits on a little thing.
On a
this
little
big.
thumb drive.
I think there's something wrong with my fist. Look how big my fingers are. Something
Well,
wrong.
maybe if you take it away from the camera. But the bottom line is FGC. bodybuilding to me is like fucking competitive bodybuilding. Nobody, listen to me. The fucking venue seats 1,500 fucking people, but they'll get fucking how many people? 200,000 or something at the Arnold Classic, right? Why? They're not going there because, oh my God, I can't wait to see who wins Mr. Olympia. They're all going there for the expo, get free shit, see fucking, oh my God, look at there's fucking the Trent twin or whatever. They don't give two shits. You know what I mean? You could put one of the Mr. Olympias at a table. It's not like, oh my God, you know who that is? That's the current Mr. Olympia. What's his name again? Help me out. What's that kid's name again? It just won the Olympia.
Derek Lunsford.
Actually, that's not totally true. Actually, Greg, I was at the Olympias the last 2 years, and especially at this last one, Nick Walker and Derek Lunsford had lines like forever.
Right. And did they win the Mr. Olympia? Oh, wait. Yes, that kid Lunsford
did.
Yeah, but they're freaks. They look huge. They walk in. Of course, people are going to run to. But let me tell you something. If the Trent twins came in at the same time, all of a sudden that line would be like, holy shit, the Trent twins. All of a sudden the line would change like that. I used to see Rich Piana sit there, and I'd see, what's his name? Phil Heath. And everybody's at the Rich Piana line. All right.
I'm surprised. That's a hard one to spell, too. That was
I can't say the name. Engelbert Humperdinck.
No, bro. It's somebody in.
Oh man,
it's
so Tom Jones,
bro. One of the guys.
You're laughing at mega millionaires. You know, I mean,
I love it. I saw Tom. Me and my brother took my mom to see Tom Jones 3 years ago.
I took my mom to see Tony Orlando and Dawn. You would have thought I reinvented the earth for her. You know?
Yeah, but what year was that?
Yellow ribbon around the old tree.
Okay.
That had to
oh
be.
My God.
That had to be like late 70s, probably.
Yeah, that's what I'm fucking talking about.
Yeah.
I think I don't even know if Tony Orlando's still alive.
He's not.
But the bottom line is that's the deal. And I think the bodybuilding saying, well, you're not going to tell me if we offered a room, here's Mr. Olympia, and there's the Trent twins, and the other room, Sam Salik. You know what I mean? And he grew his hair back, by the way. It's fucking, they would all be like, just in that room. You know what I mean?
They know Mr. Olympia, though, Greg.
That's the truth.
They do know.
Those guys, I know they know who Mr. Olympia, whatever. And I don't believe that.
You can look at it this way.
But the bottom line is if I say Mr. Olympia to the kids, I was just talking to 2 kids last night. And I ask them, who do you watch? What do you watch on the thing? They all say, I watch the Twin Twins.
Greg, 2 years ago.
They don't watch.
Two or 3 years ago when C-Bum was Mr. Olympia of Classic.
They knew that guy is.
My son Max asked me if I knew Mr. Olympia. And I go, yeah, Big Rammy. And he goes, no, it's a guy named C-Bum.
Yes, that one they know. You know what? But
that one they know.
Is it because his physique is the more desirable physique, like a classic?
I think it's generational. I think it's how they perceive it. You know, who they're market to. He's
a good-looking dude. Chicks like him. He's fucking. Yeah. He does the internet thing right.
He does it very right.
What it is? People relate. Listen, when I was younger, I used to be friends with Johnny Defenders because he was in my age. You know what I'm saying? Joe Falco. I remember I used to I liked him. He was my age. You know, those guys who were all like young guys, they relate to that. You understand? They don't relate to some fucking old, ugly motherfucker like me sitting here on a show talking with you guys, about fucking like, oh, bodybuilding was once great. You know, like we don't, who's going to, the venue sucked. They didn't have toilet paper in that fucking bathroom. You know what I'm saying? Like, they don't give 2 fucks about that. They want to know where the fucking, most guys don't even go for the hot chicks. Now, we know that the hot chicks are all over there because we're old men and every fucking girl's like, could be our daughter, right? Walking around with them tight little fucking, you know the story. I didn't want to spread them but anyway.
A lot of people think that like bodybuilding is dying, like open bodybuilding.
No, it's not.
But when I went to the USA's, because I had competitors competing this year, I was surprised. Actually, the classes were big and there were a lot of competitors and they were actually really good.
Yeah, anybody who thinks bodybuilding is dying is crazy.
I don't think it's dying. I think it's morphed.
It's what's happened is all these other divisions have made it go more mainstream. And so you have all these other people that aren't into hardcore bodybuilding, but they
want to get that big.
It's not mainstream.
in the physique and the bikini and all this other shit.
It's not
So that's what
mainstream.
you're seeing.
When I see it on ESPN, then I'm gonna go, oh, look.
That explains
When
C-ball.
John Romano used to do the fucking cooking show on fucking Lou Zwick's show over there, and then we had all those other. That's like fucking 89,
Look,
90. all
it's
that.
never going to be
That's
on
a whole
ESPN ever again because it's just too tied into drugs and they don't want to portray that image.
Right, but the thing is, back if you would have said 1990, bro, what do you think it's going to be like in 2025?
But mainstream media is dying too. Everything's gone to social media.
Yeah,
YouTube is way
you
bigger than
start your own channel.
YouTube is way bigger than CNN and those kind of things.
No, Netflix, shit like that. People don't watch Netflix. You know what I mean? I don't watch Netflix, but you're
talking about getting a core demographic of less than 1 million people in some of these cable stations, and that's terrible.
Yeah, YouTube, social media is way bigger than mainstream media now.
But listen, wait, let me prove the whole point. Let me prove my point right here. I'll tell you the proof. The proof is that right now the Democrats and the Republicans, what are they doing? They're trying to get the young people vote, right?
Yep.
So they want to, let's get a new Joe Rogan or let's get all that kind of shit. So that's what they're doing. They're trying to, because the young people are the ones who are all over the internet, right? They're the ones who are more active and more, they're the market right now because they're the ones who are getting. It's not as what does he say?
Last night in the pimps.
Holy fuck!
Who smacked the pimp?
He said Gladys Knight in the Pips. But listen, you know what I'm saying.
Gloria Gaynor, I didn't like rating men.
All right, you guys are a little out of control now. Listen to me. I'm just saying that, why does John, why is it that the fucking Democrats are freaking out? We need to get more young people. That's why Trump beat us, because he went on Joe Rogan and he got all these young people, because the young people today, you know what I'm saying? And it's true. You understand? He's around Dana White. He's around all these people. And who, everybody likes UFC.
You know what's going to sink all of that?
What's that?
If they release all of the Epstein files, it's all Democrats that are on there. Bill Gates,
that's why
Bill
Trump
Clinton.
Trump was holding back because he knew there's certain.
What I'm trying to say is they're going to implicate the Democrats in these abuses against young girls, and they're going to damage that market completely.
Well, they asked for
they're Democrat. They're going to position the Democrats as being, not supporting young people. So why are the young people going to support them?
John, they asked for
exploiting young people.
There's a simple thing, like they were saying yesterday. Why didn't your party, when they were asking, what's his name, fucking Chuck Schumer, why didn't your party release the Epstein files when you were in power? And he said, I know, I don't get it. Trump is just, I don't know what he's afraid of. And no.
It's not Trump.
Yeah, it's not Trump. Trump's protecting you, you fucking fool. That's why Trump's like, okay, you know what? Release them. Yep. Watch what happens. Release them. Okay? Trump.
It's all Democrats. It's all Democrats.
Dude, now we're watching, John and I last night were watching the same shit, with fucking, the Democrats are fucking actually, while they're in court, they're in a fucking, in Congress there, they're actually the one, Stacey Plack is fucking over there fucking text messaging Epstein while he's in prison. And he's telling her what to ask. Michael Cohen, who was a fucking lawyer for what I'm saying is it's so corrupt. They're fools because Trump's going to release that shit.
That was one of the most corrupt things I think I've ever seen in my entire life.
First of all, John, how she's not in prison this morning. If that was a Republican and the Democrats were in power, she'd be in prison this morning.
Hey, we're getting way off the track.
Yes, we are. But you know what? I find that way more.
Yeah, I do too. But to some degree. But we got to remember
supposed to be a show fun.
But the bottom line is, let's swing it back.
Go swing back.
Youth,
swing back, Dave. Swing away, Meryl.
It's the youths of today. The youths of today, right?
Youths.
What's a youth?
Youths of today are the ones that they're targeting, and they don't identify as much. They identify with the young guys. Now, if Sam Salik won the fucking Mr. Olympia, or one of the Trent twins won the Mr. Olympia, you would see an uproar. You wouldn't believe. Why do you think that they made Sam Salik a pro? Why do you think they're all sucking his dick? Even Arnold, they're trying to bring him in because they see young people. They want the young people. That's what they want.
Well, he wants a new crew coming in. This is the new generation coming in.
Because the sport's morphed,
Greg, you bring up a good point, but you're just missing it a little bit. You got to remember the majority, and you guys will agree with this because it's true. The majority of the bodybuilding audience is aging right along with the bodybuilders.
It's true.
I'm saying
You have the same people year after year doing the same thing, and you see them all the time. They just get older and older and older. So you have got to Greg's point, you have got to bring in you've got to have an attraction like a Sam Sulak and Trend Twins. If you don't do that, you're not going to get any new. You're not going to get young blood, and that's what we need right now.
That's why you said they made one of those guys Mr. Olympia. They make them pros and shit. All of a sudden, are you going to get young blood, new people in here?
That's why. That's why if Sam Sulak can keep it up and advance, he's going to drag that entire audience with him.
Yeah, but John, he's not good enough to be
that's the unfortunate thing.
pro.
His structures, I know what you're saying. But the bottom line is, that's why the expo, people go because, oh, dude, I heard Sam Sulak's going there, and so was the Trent. And that's why they want to go.
But you know what? Nick Walker's young. What? Nick Walker's young enough to attract that crowd.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
I think Martin is too.
Martin is.
Yeah, but they don't have the personality that goes with Sam Sulak and the Trent Twins.
Well,
the Trent Twins, the hat side. Those guys,
they're creating social media.
Wait, you know what? Those guys are so uptight too. If you said I thought Nick Walker needs more. I don't know. I don't even know what he's looking. More calf or something. He'd fucking freak out. These guys are on there, doing crazy shit, saying crazy shit. You know how many girls can you bang, bro? Me and my brother, we were out there at a club, and my brother fucking slipped on a fucking, on some chick's fucking period was on.
They're saying what a 20-year-old would say.
Yeah,
all right,
it doesn't
like what we said.
What I'm trying to say.
We got older.
Listen. We're like you're over here talking about, these rock bands that are fucking from the 1970s, ABBA shit. Like, listen to me. It's not the same. It's right now that it's the fucking, that hip hop music, jamming fucking rap music, all that kind of stuff, some club stuff. You got the young people coming in, and we're like a bunch of old men still sitting around. I like when they used to post to, like My Ride the Wind. You remember like Tom Platz would always post that song, Ride Like the Wind and shit like that. You used to come out there and
it's still a great song.
Yes, but it's not the same. Willie, you're like my father. I remember when Frank Sinatra sang at the fucking Palladium down there, and I'm like, dude, Frank Sinatra, give me a break with that.
All right. Yeah, we're going to go into the closet with that one. So I'm going to wrap this up because we're running out of time. Final thought: we're going to go around the horn. Who do you guys think is or will be the most influential bodybuilder moving forward?
Ooh.
I'll let Larry go start with that. Yeah. Or right now and into the future, who do you think is going to be the most influential bodybuilder or bodybuilding, personalities like Trend Twins or, like that?
Can you include them though? They're not competing.
Yeah. No, anybody who's part of our industry, who do you think is going to be the most influential to grow our industry moving forward?
Seabum, that guy's tall, good looking.
Seabum's out. He's retired.
Yeah, but it doesn't matter. He's influential. He could be.
Yeah, but he's retired. He's not competing anymore. So you don't
have to compete. You just have to be influential. In order to grab this audience that we're fighting for right now, the younger people,
Chris Bumstead,
who is going to be the most influential practitioner of our industry? Be it a competitor, a former competitor, a promoter, other personality, supplement company owner. Who do you think is going to have the most flex moving forward?
I'll say RX Muscle, Martin Fitzwater. Wait. Because I was telling John the segue before when he was talking about the Olympia having a bad, they don't have the show. No one wants to go to the trade show, and they were saying the Arnold is known for the trade show, and that's what you want to do with the Olympia, right? Have a great trade show. So you have RX Muscle, you have Martin Fitzwater, you have Lee Priest, who when I show young all the kids love him, and Lee Priest is another one, and then you got Who else you got? You got the young guy. What's his name? Nick Walker. All these guys are aware of social media, and they're changing with the times, realizing that they're going to get out more and be more playful and stuff.
I don't think that's the question. I think he said name one bodybuilder.
I'm naming. He said
That's good
name.
at
I don't think we really have a industry leader right at this moment.
Right. So
everything's changing
the
hands.
Trent twins, all those
constantly.
guys. They're going to want to compete. I can guarantee you they're going to.
They already competed.
They've
What?
competed. They've already competed.
Yeah.
Did they win?
Doesn't matter.
It was some little.
You know what? And also,
I don't see them having like the structure to come one day be like a fucking Phil Heath type guy. But I'm just saying, I think that their personalities, the brand that they created, just like Sam Salik. But I also think Chris Bumstead's got the fucking it factor. I think that you go down Times Square and you show a picture of him as opposed to the other bodybuilders. He's a good-looking guy. He's tall. He's got that.
But unless he goes into films or something, he's not doing anything anymore.
Right.
Well, who else can go into films besides that guy? You think they're going to want?
But he's not. That's the thing. He's not.
He's not. See,
But he could. You don't think he could?
But
If they had to
but
take
he's
one
not.
It
bodybuilder,
depends. I don't. Can he act? I don't know. But
He's
a good looking.
desire to do it. He has not mentioned any interest in doing that.
You got to have desire to do it. I like the Trend twins because the reason I like them is that they are unabashed about the reality of bodybuilding. Drugs are included, and they're really
Barbarian Brothers of today.
They're not so much. They're not so much promoting drug use as they are admitting that drug use exists. And whereas everybody else stays away from the topic. And if they do broach the topic, it's got to be like, guru level. So I think whether you want to do drugs or not, I think those guys present the honesty that would attract people because they're real. They're telling it like it is. Yep, we do drugs. Here's what we do.
Actually, Martin just did a interview last night with a guy named Niles, who's a classic competitor, and he talked
Niles and Niles. That's
just different. Just Niles, but he did a whole podcast, and he was pretty transparent. He told everything. Like
he was actually going to be another one on my list, but he's a competitor, and the problem with me picking him is that although I like him and I think he's potentially a Mr. Olympia, that's his focus. Whereas a group like the Trend Twins, their focus is, I guess you could say, entertainment. They're the entertainment.
They're like the Barbarian Brothers of today.
WWE.
Yeah, exactly right. So, I'm kind of like I would lean towards them as being the catalyst for movement our way because they're real. They're unapologetic about the way things are. They appeal to that crowd, and not necessarily them, but them or guys like them are going to be the motivation to move forward.
Until we have somebody that's like a multiple Mr. Olympia winner for several years in a row, which we may not see.
Yeah.
There's not a figurehead right now. Like there used to be, like the guy was, 6 times Mr. Olympia, 8 times Mr. Olympia.
No, but not
whatever. We don't have that anymore.
Aren't we looking more towards somebody who's going to, like the face of bodybuilding who's going to change it? What I'm saying to you is I see the Trend Twins as a draw.
Yeah.
But as far as the face of bodybuilding, somebody like the next Arnold, a guy who can actually be out in public, and chicks go, wow, he's hot.
They worked out with
I
Lee.
want to look like that.
Didn't you see, hey, Greg, didn't you see the Trent Twins worked out with Lee Priest?
What is that? I mean,
what I'm saying is that they're not just about the young.
No.
They're able to connect.
You're missing the whole point. I think he's talking. That doesn't mean they're going to cross over. Okay, no. We're talking about somebody who's going to carry. John said somebody who's going to be like the face of the sport. You understand? The face of the sport. And I think that influential. I think that Bumstead has the potential. I'm not saying he's going to do it, but he has the potential.
He's retired, though, Greg. He's not doing anything anymore.
But it doesn't matter. Arnold was retired and then went on to. I'm saying
but he went on to be a movie star. And
listen, nobody wants a Mr. Olympia in their movie. What's he going to play?
All right. So who are we picking? Who Larry? Who's your pick?
Right now we don't have a figurehead in bodybuilding in any category. It's like wide open. We don't even know who's going to win what show.
All right, Larry, let me ask you a question. Dorian Yates recently said none of these fucking guys look good, in his opinion. He said that he looked just like the biggest mass monster up there right now. He said I looked like that 8 weeks out, and if I wanted to, would I look like 8 weeks out? Would have won the Mr. Olympia today. And he said that's these guys. He says none of them are in condition. There's none that could beat the guys from my era because we were in condition and we were massive. He said I'm not impressed by any guy. That's what he said. You know what I'm saying? And I
agree with him 100%. I agree with him. Ronnie Coleman said the same thing. It's exactly right.
I say
okay. So Larry says nobody. Greg, who do you say?
I have to say Bumstead. I'm not looking at he's not competing. I don't care if he's competing. I'm saying he could take bodybuilding and carry it by going into a new sport.
Could, but he's not trying to.
I know, but I'm saying potential. John's not saying who. Listen, I like the Trent twins too. I even like Sam Sleek, but I don't think that they're not going to be like now in Hollywood and shit and draw the face of bodybuilding. You know, you don't understand.
Look, until somebody comes along and is like charismatic and is also winning, we don't have that right now. Until we have that.
But that's just for bodybuilding. I don't think that it's like a crossover.
We don't have any classic, even classic since Bumstead retired.
Like I said,
I'm talking about the entire industry, not just open bodybuilding. I'm talking about influential in our industry.
Classic's probably the most popular growing part of bodybuilding, and they don't have a figurehead right now.
But
Since
there's a
Bumstead
reason
retired. I mean, right now Ramon Dino won, and he's super popular in Brazil. But I don't know about anywhere else.
Yeah, but Bumstead has that it factor. He's
okay, all right. So, this is not an argument. This is who do you pick? So Larry says Bumstead. Nobody. You say Bumstead.
Yes.
Lee, I want Lee. Lee post up who you think. And all right, Georgie, who do you pick?
I'll give you one that I think has potential to do it. Is Andrew Jacked?
Okay.
He has potential to do it because if he can win the Olympia, he has sort of everything that people want. He's huge. He's got structure. He can get conditioned. And, he has some of a personality. It's different, but he does seem like pretty humble and people like that.
But John, am I missing something? Maybe I'm wrong. I understand he has potential to be a Mr. Olympia. I seen him too. The guy's a fucking monster. Okay, I get that. But aren't we talking about somebody who has more of the it factor?
My question is influential.
I look at influential
having influence over the direction of the sport.
But Arnold built bodybuilding.
You can interpret it any way you want. Larry's interpreting it from a Mr. Olympia bodybuilder standpoint, and you're looking at it more as from an industry standpoint.
I think
I'm looking at it as the what draws people to anything is the entertainment value. So if you're going to spend money or expend effort to follow something or be part of something, you want to be entertained in return.
Yes, but wait a minute, you're missing one fucking key factor. As far as entertainment goes within the sport, it's got to be the Trent twins. But what I'm saying
that's who I'm picking.
But Arnold brought more people to the sport. When Pumping Iron came out, they saw even his personality, everything, even in movies.
So that was in that era.
You can go ahead and pick Arnold. He still has sway over bodybuilding. He could be extremely influential.
He's
about to die.
I
say the Trent twins. I say the
Trent twins within bodybuilding, but if you want to go outside bodybuilding,
no, I don't want to go outside of bodybuilding. I want to be in bodybuilding.
You're not bringing new blood into the sport. To bring
into the industry. I think people want to be entertained, and I think those guys are entertaining.
I said the Trent twins within the sport. Within the sport, it's the Trent twins.
Trade show meets the Olympia.
Even though I've never watched one video of the Trent twins, I know all about them. I've seen little clips of them.
No, you should watch their videos. They do a good job.
Little clips
at what they do. They do it well.
Yeah, they do.
All right, so that's it. We're going to wind this up today. Thank you guys for coming and dropping in and spending some time with us. We have, Georgie, why don't you brought us in. Greg, why don't you take us out?
Oh, God. If you can't be with the one, love the one you're with.
He quotes
right,
don't let your wife find
out. Love the one you with? That's a Crosby, Stills and Nash and Young song.
What's that, 1969? 1969.
We're going back down now.